This is Hooper varsity football coach Sonny Rouse, and Friday Night Fever starts right now.
Crank it up.
Good evening, welcome to Friday Night Fever. Alongside Victor Anguiano, I'm Manny Machado. It's almost the end of the high school football regular season.
Which means we know who is going to win the conference. You know, we already know what happened with Ferndale locking up the Little Four. Big questions regarding the White brothers. Who's going to win that matchup? And so we got the highlights of that one coming up as well.
Yeah, Little Four champion Ferndale going up against McKinleyville tonight. And then College Redwoods making its final road trip for the regular season. So we get started tonight. The big matchup up in Crescent City.
Yeah, you know, Jason White and Nick White, both brothers, well, they basically said, look, let's put a pause to this rivalry. You know, it's more, we need to prepare and we just need to win a game. The fact is, Eureka misses the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Let's go up to Crescent City to check out what happened. It was a special moment for Jim, their dad of Jason of Nick. He was up in the stands watching his boys. Early in the first, Trevor Bell rolls left. Kai Ball punches the ball out. Luke King jumps on top of it. Warriors take over on their own 30. Ensuing possession, Kobe Mitchell. A lot of the times, Levi Cooley takes all the headlines, but there he goes in, caps off a 70-yard drive. Del Norte up 7-0. Moments later, Bell marches down the field, fires to Trent Morrow, ties the game. So all of a sudden, we have a pretty good game in our hands. Early in the second, Loggers inside their own Del Norte's 20, 4th and 2, and Torius Bell gets the first down. And 3 plays later, Trevor, dealing with a lingering ankle issue the entire season, finds Josiah Graham. Eureka takes the lead 13-7. Later in the quarter, Warriors averaging over 250 yards on the ground. Mitchell, bottom of the pile, second touchdown of the night. Del Norte up 14-13. Warriors go on to win 48-19. So now Del Norte waits to hear for Selection Sunday on who they will face and where they will be a top seed, and that we can guarantee you. And now moving on to the Little Four. Ferndale, who already was, we mentioned, locked up the Little Four. They were looking to stay perfect and end a good note against McKinleyville. The Panthers, with all due respect, haven't played to the standard that the Little Four expects in order to win the conference. So let's check out what happened. Let's head out to the Redwood Bowl. Early in the second, Landon Gomes. How about I get a touchdown to start the game? It ties it up 7-7. That is early in the second. Later in the quarter, Javier Lopez. Check out what he does. Picks off Jack Patton. How about an 18-yard return? And it would set up for what Lane Branstetter would do a couple plays later. Breaks out for 45 yards. And then nobody can catch him until he just dropped inside the max 20. And then who are they going to give it to? But Landon Gomes once again finds his second touchdown of the game. And the final score, 34-13 Ferndale. So the Wildcats finish undefeated in the Little Four. And so now, similar to Del Norte, we'll wait to see who they will face in the NCS playoffs in a couple of weeks.
All right, another Little Four matchup. Arcata made its way to the Hoopah Valley. The Tigers are second in the conference standings and the Warriors third. Both teams want to improve their playoff chances. The victory would do just that. Arcata already has a win against Hoopah this season. Out to the Valley we go. It was senior night in Hoopah. Members of the football team and cheerleaders honored before the game. First quarter, Kian Mazzotti takes the ball to the left side of the field. Senior scores. The Tigers with a two-point conversion go ahead 8-0. Still in the first, Mateo Vincent goes right up the middle for the score. Two-point conversion, no good this time. 12-0 Arcata. The Tigers defense, though, going to work. Maximus Rice sacks quarterback John Smith for a loss. More from the Arcata offense. Shane Purcell throws a strike to Carson Tucker for the touchdown. It's a 22-point advantage for the visitors. Second quarter, A.J. Perez finds the end zone for Hoopah. Then the Warriors go for two, and it's Smith just getting in. It's now 22-8. But Arcata going on to win tonight on the road, 56-16 with the victory. Tigers finished conference play at 4-2. The Warriors 2-4 Hoopah will play one non-conference game next Saturday at home against the California School for the Deaf. Now, St. Bernard's earned its first conference win last week over defending champion Eureka. Now they look to finish strong, hosting Fortuna tomorrow afternoon at Crusader Field. The Huskies, like SB, are also 1-1 in league, while the Crusaders are already going to the North Coast Section playoffs. Fortuna finds itself in a must-win situation. If they get the victory, it will help their chances of reaching the postseason for a 12th consecutive year.
Fortuna's a good football team. They played really well the last 2-3 weeks. They had a nice win over Eureka, and they played Del Norte tough twice. And so we expect a good physical football game from a very good Fortuna team. A win this game guarantees the #1 seed for us and means we won't have to leave Humboldt County during the playoffs. And so that's a big deal. And so we're really focused on trying to get a win and secure that 1 seed.
Fortuna, we know that we had a very close game last year. It was down to 1 touchdown, and we stopped them right on the 1-yard line. So I definitely think it's going to be a very hard game, but I think we can win.
There's still more to come on Friday Night Fever.
Yeah, everybody's getting ready for Saturday. St. Bernard's is going to face Fortuna, but on the road will be CR against Yuba. Both teams winless in conference, so hopefully the Corsairs can finally snap their losing streak.
Hopefully they'll strike gold. Something has to happen for one of those teams tomorrow. Also, the experts. They'll join us, select the high school Big Four Coach of the Year. Friday Night Fever continues right after this timeout.
Hi, we're the St. Bernard's cheerleaders, and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
We're the NorCal Football's Officials Association, and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
Thank you very much, fellas. Frank Borba hits the road hoping to snap a 6-game losing streak. Redwoods and Yuba sit in the cellar of the conference. The Corsairs have their sights on winning their first game in the Pac-7 this season.
The PG&E power shutdown has impacted the latter stages of the Corsairs' freefall in the Pac-7. Redwood's latest debacle, a blowout loss to Foothill at Community Stadium.
We've got to limit 3 and outs. We've got to give that defense time off the field to rest and be ready to go back out there. So, you know, it's not necessarily the level that they're playing at. I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that sometimes they're on the field a little bit too much.
Brody Lucero, dealing with a shoulder injury, remains doubtful against Yuba. QB1 is expected to miss his 3rd straight game. Despite giving up 6 sacks against the Owls, Alex Adams finished with over 300 yards and a touchdown.
Alex just has such a grasp of our concepts and what we're trying to do. You know, in the rare occasions on a Saturday where he makes a misread, he knows it before the play's even over. And you know, he's a real general out on the field. He has a great grasp of what we do, and we love having him out there.
It's a good feeling for sure. You know, I've worked hard coming into the season, and I continue to work hard when I was a backup too. You know, so I'm happy with playing right now. So you know, I want to win out these next 2 games, and that's all I really want to do.
The dynamic inside the locker room has changed following the team's 6-game losing streak. This Saturday, Redwoods will be looking for their first win in conference since Week 11 of 2018.
It's definitely a different vibe. You can see that, like, I wouldn't say players are shutting down, but you can kind of see that, like, they're kind of hanging their head a little bit just because, like, no team wants to be 1-7, you know what I mean? But we're all a family here, so we always have each other's back regardless of the record.
Another regular season of high school football on the North Coast is almost complete. For the Humboldt Countertops and Servicing Question of the Week, we asked the experts to pick the Big Four Coach of the Year.
My pick for Big Four Coach of the Year is going to be St. Bernard's head coach Matt Tomlin. He's got his team sitting atop Division 6. These kids, a very small group, and he's really elevated this group. Small lines, both defensively and offensively, and he has them playing like they're all 300-pound kids. Obviously, the way he coaches up the offense with your stars like Will Omi and your Lane Thraps, those guys are putting up huge numbers every week. The offense, so complex, so fun to watch. That's got to be my Big Four coach. Oh, and of course, they beat Eureka for the first time ever, so that helps.
In the Big Four Conference, I think all the coaches actually did a pretty good job in 2019. But without a doubt, the coach of the year would be Del Norte first-year coach Nick White. Coach White and his coaching staff have done an outstanding job from start to finish this season, and he gets my vote as coach of the year in the Big Four Conference.
All right, Victor, who do you got for your Big Four Coach of the Year?
I mean, you can make a case for Matt Tomlin. You can make a case for Nick White. I'm gonna side with Andrew. I think Matt Tomlin, with the roster that he has, he's done amazing. And I've been critical about the strength of schedule. Well, he's proven everybody wrong that the Crusaders are meant to be in the Big Four and could right now aspire to be at least share that Big Four title with Del Norte.
All right, speaking of Del Norte, I'm going to go with the Warriors head coach, first-year head coach, and Nick White. Yeah, he has some talented seniors on that team, but you got to coach those seniors. And Del Norte, 9-1 during the regular season, a perfect in conference play. The Big Four champs, giving it to Nick White. Let's take a look at the scoreboard tonight. And you see Del Norte victorious over Eureka in the White Bowl, 48-19. Arcata gets the win, 56-16 at Hoopa, and then Ferndale the victory against McKinleyville, 34-13. Fortuna St. Bernard's, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Kickoff from Crusader Field. Next week, Hoopa at home, and then we'll find out what teams make the North Coast section playoffs. Thanks for watching Friday Night Fever. For Victor Anguiano, I'm Andy Machado. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.
Take it easy.
Shake it.